Hello everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, the channel dedicated to helping you navigate life's challenges and build a fulfilling future. If you're over 40, or even older, and looking for practical wisdom to enhance your peace of mind and financial well-being, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into a topic that resonates with so many of us, finding inner peace and cultivating calmness in a world that often feels overwhelming. Let me know what you think by hitting the like button down below. We all know that we're living in an age of constant bombardment. Information overload, distractions at every turn, and a general sense of chaos seem to be the norm. What happens when we're constantly subjected to this kind of environment? We become reactive, our minds feel scattered, and we lose touch with our inner peace. Frustration, stress, and even depression can easily build up. So, how can we effectively deal with this, especially later in life, and what can we do to minimize distractions and quiet the constant chatter in our minds? How can we discover and sustain a sense of calm amidst all the turmoil? That's what we'll explore today. I'm going to share some practical tips you can incorporate into your daily routine. With consistent practice, these techniques can significantly improve your ability to find and maintain peacefulness and a sense of calm, no matter what's going on around you. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. The first key to understand is that calmness and peacefulness are not external, they don't originate from the outside world. While external factors can certainly influence our state of mind, true and lasting peace is found within. No matter where you live, what your circumstances are, or what you do for a living, if you focus on cultivating inner calmness, you have the potential to find it, even in the midst of chaos. This is a fundamental principle to remember: calmness and peacefulness are built and developed from the inside out. It's a matter of mindset and inner work. Another important point to keep in mind is that calmness and peacefulness are not about emptying your mind completely. It's not about suppressing all thoughts or striving for a blank slate. Thoughts will inevitably arise, a constant stream of mental activity. When you achieve true calmness and serenity, it simply means you learn to manage those thoughts without getting carried away by them. You become less reactive to the external and internal stimuli that trigger your mind. And if you are enjoying these videos, I would like to encourage you to like and subscribe. What does that mean in practice? Normally, when thoughts arise, particularly strong or negative ones, we tend to react automatically. We become anxious, agitated, or even panicked. This happens because we often mistakenly identify with our thoughts. We think, "I am what I think, I am my thoughts." But in reality, thoughts are not you. You are not defined by your thoughts. Thoughts are transient, like clouds passing through the sky. Think of it this way: you are the sky, vast and open, and your thoughts are the clouds. The nature of a cloud is to appear, move around, and eventually dissipate. Sometimes the sky is cloudy, sometimes it's overcast, sometimes the clouds are scattered, and sometimes the sky is completely clear. Just as there's a distinction between the sky and the clouds, there's a distance between you and your thoughts. We often confuse the two, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed. When it's raining or stormy, we might blame the sky, thinking the sky is always raining or gloomy. But the sky isn't raining, the clouds are what bring the rain. Thoughts and the thoughts in our head are like this same concept. Give the like and subscribe button a hit. Similarly, when thoughts arise in your mind, you can choose to take a step back and observe them without immediate reaction. If an angry thought surfaces, pause for a moment and ask yourself, should I react to this? Is this helpful? Will reacting to this bring me peace? Give yourself time to consider the implications. This is anger, I don't need to react to it. This is jealousy, I can acknowledge it without letting it control me. It's perfectly normal to have thoughts, but cultivating peacefulness means consciously choosing not to react to every single one. Now, let's explore some practical exercises you can incorporate into your daily life to help you cultivate calmness and inner peace. One simple yet effective technique is to slow down your body movements for a specific period each day. Whether you're working on a project, going for a walk, writing, or simply studying, make a conscious effort to move your body more slowly and deliberately. Why is this beneficial? Because our body and mind are deeply interconnected. When our thoughts are agitated, our bodies tend to reflect that agitation. Conversely, when we consciously slow down our physical movements, it helps to calm the thought process. It creates a ripple effect, allowing you to observe your thoughts more clearly and make more mindful choices about how to respond. Take a few moments each day to slow down, breathe, and become aware of what's happening in your mind. Let me know what you think, and remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. Another powerful practice, taught by the Buddha, is breathing meditation. This technique effectively reduces the mental clutter by focusing your attention on a single point, your breath. In breathing meditation, you simply become aware of each inhale and exhale, gently guiding your attention back to your breath whenever your mind wanders. This practice has a condensing effect on the mind, almost like focusing a scattered beam of light into a single, clear point. It promotes a sense of softness, peacefulness, and non-reactivity. As you consistently practice breathing meditation, you'll find it easier to detach from intrusive thoughts and maintain a sense of calm, even when surrounded by chaos. Give it a try, even for just a few minutes each day, and notice the difference it makes. You may also find it helpful to avoid judging your thoughts, instead simply observing them. Imagine that you are watching traffic passing by on the side of the road. You see cars, trucks, motorcycles, and buses all going by, but you don't attempt to stop them, chase after them, or judge them. You simply sit by the roadside and watch them pass. The thoughts in our head are the same concept of traffic on the road. Give the like and subscribe button a hit. In the same way, let your thoughts be thoughts, and let you be you. By becoming less reactive to your thoughts, you'll naturally find a greater sense of peace and calmness within your mind. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. So, I hope this video has given you some insights into finding calmness and peacefulness in your life. May you all be well, happy, calm, and peaceful, now and always. Now, let's talk about something that many of us struggle with, overthinking. Do you ever find yourself caught in a loop of endless thoughts, worrying about what others think or endlessly analyzing every possible scenario? If so, you're not alone. I often feel like that. Overthinking is a common challenge, especially as we get older. So how can we break free from this cycle, get out of our heads, and start taking action? The first step is to recognize that overthinking is not productive. Planning and analyzing are important, but overdoing it can be detrimental. If you find yourself constantly overanalyzing or overplanning, understand that it's likely distracting you from what is most important. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. The first step you should take is that overthinking is not going to help you. So, recognize that you are overthinking. The second thing is to be mindful. This is a good one. The second strategy is to cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful practice that helps you stay grounded in the present moment and break free from the grip of overthinking. Now, how can we practice mindfulness? There are various techniques that can give you mindfulness. You can get mindfulness by practicing breathing patterns. Many methods exist for cultivating mindfulness, and one particularly effective technique is focusing on your breath, or a practice known as anapanasati. By paying attention to the sensation of each inhale and exhale, you can gently anchor your mind in the present moment. As you become more attuned to your breath, you'll notice that your mind naturally quiets down, reducing the intensity of those looping thoughts. By practicing breathing, you will realize that you need to think of two thought processes, which can make you mindful. The two thought processes are inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale are very important and can make you mindful. Instead of getting caught up in thousands of thoughts, you're simply focused on the sensation of breathing. And if you are enjoying these videos, I would like to encourage you to like and subscribe. So, whenever you catch yourself overthinking, take 3 deep breaths, focusing on the sensation of each inhale and exhale. Just stay present for a few moments, being mindful of your breathing. Another approach is to become more aware of your body. Ask yourself, how am I sitting right now? What am I doing at this moment? By paying attention to your physical sensations, you bring your mind back to the present. Recognize when you do these things, and be mindful. When you are mindful, your mind is in a peaceful state. When your mind is in the present moment, it is naturally more peaceful. There's a saying that captures this perfectly: if you are sad, your mind is in the past. If you are anxious, your mind is in the future. But if you are peaceful, your mind is in the present moment. So, make a conscious effort to live in the present. When you're fully engaged in the right here, right now, you naturally experience more peace and break free from overthinking. Another common aspect of overthinking is the what-if question. Many people get caught up in imagining worst-case scenarios, constantly asking themselves, what if this happens? What if this doesn't work out? What if everything I've done is wrong? While it's natural to consider potential outcomes, dwelling on negative what-ifs can lead to unnecessary anxiety. What is the what-if concept in our head, and what if it goes wrong? Give the like and subscribe button a hit. So, if you find yourself stuck in a cycle of negative what-ifs, try flipping the script. Ask yourself, what if everything I've done is okay? What if everything works out better than I expect? There are always multiple possibilities, and your plans can succeed. Instead of focusing on potential failures, shift your mindset to believe in the possibility of success. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on doing your best. Tell yourself, I may not be perfect, but I can be the best version of myself. I will do my best. Be positive, take calculated risks, and move forward without letting fear hold you back. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. Practice these strategies, be more mindful, be kinder to yourself, and remind yourself that excessive worry and overthinking can rob you of your peace of mind. Get out of your head and start focusing on taking action, one step at a time. I hope this video has given you some clarity and practical tools to help you break free from overthinking. Remember, you have the power to quiet your mind and create a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Be peaceful, be mindful, and get out of your head and start doing the things that you've been putting off. Now, let's address another common challenge: feeling worthless. Have you ever experienced that sense of inadequacy, regardless of how good you are or how supportive the people around you are? Feeling that you lack value, that your life has no purpose? If so, you're not alone. It's a feeling that many of us experience at some point in our lives. Before becoming a monk, I had to undergo a training period. I will tell you a story. I was doing so well during that training period, but still felt like my life had no purpose. My mistakes made me feel like a failure, and it has been a big problem for me. I'll share my own story to illustrate this point. Before becoming a monk, I had to undergo a training period. I was staying in a monastery, learning the monastic life. Even though things were generally good, and I was surrounded by supportive people, I still struggled with this feeling of worthlessness. I'd think, why am I even living this life? My life has no value. Everything I do seems to fail. If you are enjoying these videos, I would like to encourage you to like and subscribe. When you experience failures or setbacks, it's easy to conclude that you're a failure, that you lack worth. But that's not reality. Our minds are often skilled at distorting reality and creating scenarios that reinforce the belief that we're worthless, that we're not good enough. The question is, how can we deal with this? How can we overcome these feelings of worthlessness? I'll share how I received help from spiritual companions, fellow monks, and my teacher. At one point, I was feeling particularly upset because everything I was doing seemed to go wrong. Despite meditating, helping others, and trying my best, I kept making mistakes. No one complained or said anything negative to me, but my inner critic kept telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I was a failure. I was still meditating a lot, but my heart told me that I was a failure. How can we deal with this and try to give our life value? Give the like and subscribe button a hit. When you're in a state of distress, it often shows on your face. Someone once said that your face is a reflection of your mind. One of the monks noticed that I was upset and approached me. He asked what was bothering me and invited me to share my concerns so we could discuss them. My first reaction, as is often the case, was to say, "I'm fine. There's no problem." But he saw through my facade and urged me to be honest. He assured me that he was there to help and that we could work through the issue together. I finally opened up and shared my feelings of worthlessness and failure. He listened patiently and then said, "Okay, you're feeling worthless. But let's examine the reality. What are you doing right now? You're meditating, helping the other monks, and performing various tasks. Is it really true that you have no value?" That is what he taught me, reality check. Try to think about what things will happen and why you are being valuable at that time. He pointed out the importance of checking the reality of the situation. Our minds are prone to creating worst-case scenarios and pessimistic thoughts. One thing our minds tend to do is create thought patterns. Once we start feeding our minds with certain thought patterns, they tend to loop, reinforcing those thoughts repeatedly. He emphasized that I needed to assess the reality of my situation and recognize that my life wasn't worthless. He said it is really good at creating a very pessimistic thought in your head. How can we get rid of these type of thoughts in our head? What do you think and say in this way? Give the like and subscribe button a hit. He reminded me that there are many things to be grateful for. As humans, we always have something to be happy about, even if it's as simple as having the chance to live as a good human being. He encouraged me to find things that made me happy, such as having air to breathe, people who smile at me, and opportunities to help others. He emphasized that there are countless things in reality that we can be grateful for. This is the first thing to do: check the reality and understand if it is truly true that your life is worthless. When you come to this realization, that it is not true, you find happiness. Another helpful practice is keeping a gratitude journal. Write down a few things each day that you're grateful for. Focusing on the positive aspects of your life can help shift your perspective and counteract feelings of worthlessness. Also, try to help other people. When you help other people, you will realize how valuable your life is. Give others positive energy by realizing their smile. See people think positive about you. When you do these things, your life can become more valuable. Whenever you experience these negative thought patterns, try to give more to others. Helping others allows you to feel the value of your actions and the positive energy you create. Seeing the smiles on people's faces and receiving their gratitude can reinforce the understanding that your life has value, and that you can create positive change in the world. Check the reality in that my mind has been saying that I am worthless. When you realize these things, you will come to a state of understanding that human life is very important. When you see how many positive things are in your life, then that stage in your mind will go away. The things that you need to do is check the reality and understand what is happening. Also, become generous and help people and understand that your life is valuable. I hope this helps. This is the value of living and being happy. There are certain times that we are going to make mistakes. When we do, we are going to make messes. In these times, we hate ourselves. And sometimes people go as far to commit suicide. Let's switch gears to another important topic: self-love and acceptance. There are times in life when we inevitably make mistakes or encounter setbacks. In those moments, it's common to become self-critical and even harbor self-hatred. This negativity can escalate into serious situations, so how can we cultivate self-love and acceptance instead? Think about how often we tell others, "I love you," and how often we say it to ourselves. Think about how often we compliment others, and how we compliment ourselves. We should do more of both of them. We say, "I love you," to people often, right? However, have you ever told yourself that, "I love myself"? Have you ever said to yourself, "I appreciate myself"? This is something that we do not say to ourselves as often. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. In Buddhist practice, the first step in spreading love and kindness to others is to cultivate love and kindness toward yourself. The Buddha recognized that without self-love and self-kindness, it's difficult to genuinely be kind to others. So, let's explore how to stop hating ourselves and start appreciating and loving our lives. Do not believe the labels that people and yourself put on yourself. For example, your name is a label that your parents gave to you. This label became your personality and who you are. With that being said, we are good at labeling ourselves with our mistakes. The more you label yourself, the more the label becomes who you are. The first step is to stop believing in labels. We often attach labels to ourselves based on our imperfections, mistakes, or perceived inadequacies. For example, I'm not smart, I'm a failure, or I'm unlovable. These labels can become self-fulfilling prophecies, limiting our potential and reinforcing negative self-perceptions. One example that people say is, I am a person who is lazy all the time. If we keep saying things like this, it becomes our personality. The more you label yourself like, I am a person who is angry all of the time, or I have a weak mindset, the more these qualities define your life. If you keep saying, I don't have friends, then you won't make them. Do not label yourself with these. Here's the key, remember that these labels are just thought patterns, and they can always be changed. You have the power to redefine yourself. You are not defined by your mistakes, your weaknesses, or your past experiences. I have never said what I am capable of. What do you think about labels? Give the like and subscribe button a hit. Number 2 is to learn to accept your mistakes. Mistakes are the proof that you are trying in your life. Mistakes prove that you are not going to give up in life. Also, if you make a mistake, you learn from it. Mistakes do not have to define your character. Let your mistakes become what defines your character. The second key is to learn to accept your mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable in life. They are proof that you are trying and that you are not giving up on yourself. Every successful person has made mistakes and learned from them. Remember that mistakes don't define your character unless you allow them to. Do not let your mistakes define your character. You always have the opportunity to improve, move on, and become a better version of yourself. Believe in your capacity for growth. Number 3, stop the criticism. Here, I am not talking about being constructive. Constructive is a good thing. However, do not criticize others or yourself. If you criticize others, you will think that you are better than them. I have standards that I have to live up to, and I hate that I have those. That is why we should not criticize. Stop criticism of yourself. Now this is good. Why should we not criticize others? When you criticize someone, you will think that you are better than them. That means that you are trying to set a standard that you can't even live up to. These are the things that are stolen. The third important principle is to stop criticism, especially the negative kind. Constructive criticism can be helpful, but excessive negativity toward yourself and others can be damaging. If you are enjoying these videos, I would like to encourage you to like and subscribe. Constantly criticizing others reinforces the belief that you're superior to them. It creates unrealistic standards for yourself, and when you fail to meet those standards, you become self-critical and hateful. Criticism can steal self-love and self-worth. So, be mindful of your thoughts and words, and strive to be more compassionate and understanding. Number 4, believe that imperfection is beautiful. There is no such thing as perfection. If you are looking at the mountains or nature, you will see that they are not perfect. As humans, we are not perfect. It always gives you the chance to keep evolving. Success and happiness is a journey, and it is not a destination. The fourth point to consider is to believe that imperfection is beautiful. Take a moment to observe nature. Notice that everything, from the smallest plant to the tallest mountain, has imperfections. There is no perfectly symmetrical flower or perfectly smooth rock. You are not a machine. Give the like and subscribe button a hit. As human beings, we are also inherently imperfect. This imperfection is what makes us unique and creates opportunities for growth and evolution. Success and happiness are not destinations, they are ongoing journeys of learning, adapting, and improving. Accepting the imperfections gives you a chance to evolve. Every morning, tell yourself how imperfect you are and that you are never giving up on yourself. Remind yourself that you want to make yourself a better person. We are all going to be good people. That is not called being selfish, as that gives you more and more standards. What do you think about the imperfect you? Let me know what you think and remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. So, embrace your imperfections, focus your kindness and love toward yourself, and remember that you're a work in progress. Every day, remind yourself that no matter how imperfect you are or what mistakes you make, you will never give up on yourself. You will keep improving, keep striving to be a better person, and never let go of your commitment to self-growth and self-acceptance. Now, let's dive into something that's crucial for achieving success in any area of life, whether it's studying, meditation, or mastering a new skill: consistency. If you had to choose one quality that would enable you to achieve mastery in any pursuit, what would it be? The answer is consistency. It would be consistency. Give the like and subscribe button a hit. Have you ever wondered why we're so good at bad habits, like getting angry, feeling jealous, procrastinating, or being lazy? It's because we've practiced those behaviors consistently over a long period. Consistency works in both directions. If you consistently lose your temper, you'll become skilled at it. If you consistently procrastinate, you'll become a good procrastinator. The good habits that you have are very important. Have any good habits? What are they? So, if you practice bad habits, you will be good at them. We can use this to our advantage and better our life. If you are trying to develop a skill, consistency is very important. It is like the saying, practice makes perfect. We can leverage this understanding of consistency to our benefit. Whether you're studying, practicing meditation, or developing a new skill, the key is to do it consistently, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Those are the moments that truly test your commitment and build momentum. That's why the Buddha said you have to meditate and practice the path over and over again. Do not do it when you feel like it, but still be consistent. If you want to use a kind mind, you have to use that over and over again. You will be loving, kind, patient, and compassionate. The skill will be a part of your life. It is very important to use it over and over. The Buddha emphasized the importance of consistent practice in spiritual growth. He encouraged us to cultivate loving kindness, meditation, and other virtuous qualities repeatedly, rather than sporadically. By consistently practicing these qualities, they gradually become ingrained in our character. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine for more videos like this. So, if you're in a profession or have to be good in the spiritual path, then you have to be consistent. If you are not consistent in the things that you have to do, then things will be hard. The most important thing is to be doing it is not the day you feel like doing it. However, when you master it, it will be easy. That is what the Buddha said. Here's the critical takeaway: consistency is the key to mastery. Whether you're practicing meditation, pursuing a spiritual path, studying, or honing a skill, consistent effort, even when it's challenging, is what ultimately leads to success. However, there's an important caveat: do not judge your progress. We live in an instant world, so we are used to the instant results. However, do not base the success of those practices on how you are currently going to improve. Let those practices build into success over time. If you are enjoying these videos, I would like to encourage you to like and subscribe. We live in an age of instant gratification. We're used to getting information and results quickly, thanks to technology. However, spiritual growth, skill development, and personal transformation are not instant processes. They require patience and consistent effort. Avoid the temptation to constantly judge your progress. Expect small increments of improvement over time, and focus on the process rather than the immediate outcome. You will be getting good at the skills that you are trying to develop, but it has to build over time. Do not judge your progress. The most important is to be consistent and do the work. The most important thing is to be constant and consistent. Let it be a habit and do not change those habits. So, I hope you got something important from these videos. Keep practicing and doing these things that can help. And may all of you live in peace. The key is to keep practicing, to keep showing up, and to trust that you're moving in the right direction. With consistency, you can achieve mastery in anything you set your mind to. So, embrace the power of consistency, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the journey. I wish you all well, happy, and peaceful.